Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another one of my course vlogs. Now, we're out here in Orange County. This is Coyote Hills Golf Course. And this is a very tricky, tight little golf course here amongst the hills. But man, it's got hills in the name for a reason. This place has got some wicked terrain. A ton of downhill tee shots and a few uphill shots as well. It's a very fun course. Hey, if you're new to the channel, subscribe down below. We'd love to have you back here week after week. Let's head on out to the back nine, number 10. Here we go. Starting off very similar to the front nine, the 10th hole here at Coyote Hills is going to be a very narrow par 4 that's going to require all you have off the tee. That fairway bunker down the right is right at the crest of a hill, and if you can get your drive beyond it, you might catch a speed slot all the way down towards the green. But as you can see on the left-hand side, it does pinch down, so you got to be on the right half in order to catch that slot. The green is sitting down there at the base of the hill, protected by bunkers, but this one is really all about the drive. Now, I started this round here on the back nine, so that was my first swing of the day. No driving range, no nothing, straight from the parking lot to the tee box, and we knocked it down that speed slot all the way down. I think it kind of caught the cart path, to be honest. It was right next to the cart path, but hey, I'm going to take what I can get. A little pitch over the bunker. There's plenty of slope on that green to take the ball well away from the hole. And I learned quickly that I really am going to have to get some steam on these putts up the hill. That was a good 2.5 feet short, knocked it in for par, and we can head on down to 11. The first par 5 here on the backside. It's a very tough one. As off the tee, there's plenty of trouble right and left. Far left, you're going to lose your golf ball. Far right, you're going to lose your golf ball. And just a little bit left or right, well, there's sand to catch your golf ball there too. As we approach the green, it does stay flat down here on the bottom of the valley, but man, does it really narrow up. If you don't have enough juice to get it all the way to the green, there's plenty of sand here short that's going to be protecting about 75 yards and in. A back hole location today, center of the green would be ideal, probably an uphill putt to that back hole location. Tried to play the cut again off this tee, and it just didn't quite cut for me. Bounced right out of the bunker and up on top of the hill here. Just going to play a little layup down. Well, no, that's not an intentional layup. That's a fat layup. I couldn't really remember why I laid it up, and now I see why. Up and down for birdie. Let's make this happen. A sand wedge, 55 degrees here from short of the flag, trying to get a lot of rollout on this ball. But up the hill and through the dew, I just couldn't quite get enough steam on it. Not enough. And another par to start the back. Now, the toughest hole here on the back is this 12th hole. A very long, narrowing par 4, and it is straight up the hill. You really haven't seen a par 4 like this all day if you start on the front. Most of the par 4s in the front are flat or heading down the hill. And this one is, man, it is straight up. 420, probably about 450 with the adjusted hill. Split the bunkers, stay on the right side as you approach the green. You might get a little kick off the hill and down onto the green. Now this one, another one that I hit down on the left-hand side. Luckily, I had a gap and could play a punch shot right on out and down towards the front of the green, almost on the green. This ball just got held up in the dew, and then I hit a horrible chip shot. Decided to knock it on down there to 5 feet and not take my putter with me, so I missed it. Made a very sloppy bogey, and we can head on down to 13. As dramatic as the 12th was up the hill, 13 heads straight back down, playing under 400 yards, and the fairway ends at about 330, I believe, off the tips. So no driver for me here. We're going to have to lay this one up to the fat part of the fairway and wedge it on in. Everyone's going to have to carry this river at the bottom of the hill. It's a very tricky approach, as all those bunkers can swallow up any shot. a flushed 2-iron for me right down Main Street. Left myself a comfortable pitching wedge here, about 145 yards. I could just take a smidgen off of this pitching wedge down the hill. Now, this was a downhill lie as well. It's always really tricky when you got to get your weight off your front foot. And I just missed the green on the front right. I was not going to chip this with the wet conditions and down the hill. This was one you needed to putt. On down there to comfy range, tapped it in for par. And we can head on down to 14, one of the toughest par 3s on the entire golf course. This one's really, really long, 216 yards to the middle of the green, over a river for everyone, and if you bail out right, it's sand or a watery grave for you. Bail out to the left. There's room over there. Now, with the hill adjusted, this was a full 6-iron for me. I thought I caught it flush, and it was just short of the green. Another one I'm going to have to get up and down here. Nipped it perfectly here with the 60-degree wedge. Opened up the face just a little bit, played it off my back foot, and hit it to perfection. Up where to 3 feet, knocked in the par putt, and we can head on down to the par 5, 15th. That's heading right back up the hill. This is one of the cooler holes on the entire golf course as it takes off from a chute once again and just continues to climb the hill around to the right-hand side. Not a lot of trouble off this hole. Those bunkers down the left are way down the left, and this is honestly the widest corridor you've probably seen in a couple hours. You just feel like you can finally let it go. But as we approach the green, it's the constant narrative here at Coyote Hills, narrow and sand. The green's finally perched up there, probably blind to everyone coming in it, and this green was in absolutely horrible condition the day we played it. It just happened to be the way it was. It was almost diseased. I hope by the time this video comes out, it's in a lot better shape. Finally got the cut to go right, and it just went too far to the right, up on top of this hill and in the thick stuff. Did not get a good club on that. A fat 4-iron off the hill. I don't know why I tried to hit a 4-iron. Should have hit a 7-iron down into the middle of the fairway, but I left myself up on the hill again. Tried to go for the green, had about 145 yards and took a wedge and just hit that one fat as well. Another wedge short of the green. This is just ladder golf, trying to get there every single time. We're still short of this horrendous green. Putted it up there to 3 feet. I was given that putt on the bad green, and you know what? We took the bogey and ran away from that hole. A horrible par 5. We could have done so much better. It's all right. 16. A par 4 down the hill, another short one. This is kind of mimicking the 13th hole here, as it's just a layup and a wedge over a ravine, or a river, I guess, to the hole here. This is a big carry from the fairway to the green, a good 100 yards, which means that the fairway runs out at about 250 from the tips. Just a 200-yard club is all you need off this tee box. It'll get you down there plenty and leave yourself just an easy short iron into the screen. From the left-hand side, this is a 9-iron. Right on the back of the green. I just didn't quite take the hill into consideration there and hit it about 20 yards long. Almost rolled in the 50-footer for birdie. It's another comfy tap-in par, and we can head on to the last par 3 of the day, the 17th. Just a little chip shot off the hill here, 161 yards adjusted. This is 140 yards, which is just a little knockdown pitching wedge for me. There's nothing better than a birdie look on a short par 3 under the hole. It's a little longer than I wanted, but it was a look. Another one up there to comfy tap-in par range. And it's finally time for the closer. 18 is a tough one. I don't know why they rated this number 4 handicap. I think it's the hardest on the golf course. A uphill par 4. Off the tee, bunker on the right, and a hill on the left. You're trying to cut the corner as much as you can, stay as close to the left-hand side as you can to give yourself a great look into this green. Only about 250 yards gets through the fairway here, so if you hit it to the neck, you're almost leaving 200 yards into this hole. It's a tough one. Now, I chose my 2-iron off the tee as I striped it earlier in the day, but my fatal miss came out. It went right into the trees, down on the left-hand side, and I had to chip out.
Well, that was fun, as the battery always dies when I hit a shot, huh? 70 yards, we're up there to 6 or 7 feet. Let's go make a par. We'll catch you next week. Later.